$7 million of Nike shoes were recovered from a warehouse in Los Angeles. Police suspect the thieves abandoned the sneakers when they realized they had stolen Drake shoes. Paris Fashion Week was this week and we saw some pretty exciting new PUMAS, Louis Vuitton sneakers. We have a sequel to the big red boots, the big yellow Crocs. All of these stories and a lot more in today's sneaker wrap. Hello everybody, it is me, Jordan Young, aka Sneakernomics, and if you guys like being kept in the loop, plugged in, with your finger on the pulse, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, and if you want to keep up with me in real time, go and follow me on the IG. We're going to kick off this week's sneaker wrap by talking about this week's biggest sneaker releases, and there were a couple. You guys over there in the US had the restock of the Reimagined 3s. These are, for a lot of people, one of the best sneaker releases of the year, and I really wish we could get a restock of them here in the UK because I still haven't even got my hands on a pair. Did you guys come up on this restock? Feel free to let me know. There was also the release of the Nike Mac Attacks. These haven't released on sneakers yet, and from what I understand, these have just been released in fairly limited numbers at select Nike retailers. And this release has been an interesting one. It seems like Nike have purposefully limited the supply of these sneakers to try to generate a little bit of hype and excitement for this model. Supposedly retailers were getting their hands on close to 100 or even less than 100 units per store. And even with this incredibly artificially limited availability, they're only reselling for a couple of $100s. And so once these get a wider release, I'm pretty sure the price is going to settle around the retail. But did you guys come up on these Mac Attacks? Feel free to let me know. There was also another pair of the Nike Off-White Air Force One mids in the all-white colorway with the graffiti along the side. These are, to be fair, probably the least crap of the Air Force One Off-White mids. These do actually have a little bit of resale in them, floating around the $300 mark, but they're still crap in my opinion. Did you guys cop these? Let me know. We also had the Bad Bunny Response CL in the black colorway that came out. Pretty clean, pretty simple. I personally passed on these, even though I am a fan of some of Bad Bunny's other sneakers. And we also had the Jordan 1 Low Black Cement. I actually went in for these and copped a pair. Easy scoop, so happy to add these to the collection, and I'll be bringing you guys a review on these when they land. Okay, so let's get into the news, and first up I want to talk about police in Los Angeles recovering $7 million of stolen Nike sneakers. These sneakers were recovered from a warehouse in Torrance, Los Angeles, and appear to have been stolen directly from cargo containers near the port of LA. After tracking the sneakers, the police served a warrant for the warehouse, wherein they found these boxes of sneakers, and one of the leading hypotheses out there is that the thieves of these sneakers thought they were onto a massive haul and were about to become millionaires. But when they opened the boxes of these sneakers, they found within them the up-and-coming Drake shoes. And it was at that point that they decided to just cut their losses and gap it. So this week was Paris Fashion Week, and pretty much everybody had their eyes on the Louis Vuitton show, considering it was the debut show for recently appointed creative director Pharrell Williams. Now, I'm not going to get into the fashion and the clothing, that's not really my thing, but I do want to talk about one or two of the sneakers. Firstly, this pair here, which is a low-top LV trainer looking like an updated, modified mini Lin LV, and it bears a very striking resemblance to a classic Puma silhouette, that being the GV Special. If you guys look at these side by side, you can't deny these similarities. It almost looks like the LV version has even gone so far as to copy the Puma logo in terms of its placement and its shape. I'm not entirely mad because, as we know, designer footwear often takes inspiration from older retro sneakers, even LV doing it in the recent past via Virgil. We did see some other footwear as well from this release, including these slippers, which to me just look a little bit fake. It's like they've ripped themselves off here. Even these slides look a little bit fake. Am I wrong? Am I seeing things? They also have some pretty chunky looking trainers as well. What do you guys think of this collection? Let me know. Now, probably the biggest viral sneaker moment from the Paris Fashion Week were these, the Mischief and Croc big yellow Crocs collab. You guys have probably seen these videos floating around by now, featuring the musician Tommy Cash Band dressed up as a mime, sitting in the front row casually pouring out a bottle of wine, puffing on a cig. But it's actually the dude sat next to him on his left that caught my eye when I first saw this video. I mean, the bro here looks like he's got some dude kind of sitting on him. I actually thought someone was kind of like hanging off of him, like Rey Mysterio about to do some kind of like spinneroonie slam or something. Real quick, the hype from the big red boots has been and gone. It was a gimmick in a moment that captivated attention and arrested our attention. And so these are just kind of like raking up old hype at at this point. I don't think anybody out there is really that interested in these, but I could be wrong. Feel free to let me know. Have you guys got your Yeezys from the first Yeezy Day release yet? I know a lot of people out there have been complaining that their orders have still not yet been fulfilled. And I should probably remind you that I've actually already bought, reviewed, returned and been refunded for the Yeezy pair that I won on this latest Yeezy Day. And so for people not to be getting their pairs at this point is a little bit of a worry. I don't know if the FedEx final boss is at play where you are. This particular package here miraculously got through to its recipient despite not being double boxed. I mean, in 2023, from a big company like Adidas, how can they be shipping pairs out with the label attached merely to the shoebox? That is crazy. You guys remember the SneakerCon mystery box scam from a few months back? Well, the guy is still at it, in fact, traveling around different sneaker shows, and he's running his mystery box gambit where you can pay $300 and either get a sneaker that is worth significantly more than $300 or it's going to be worth less than $300. It's a gamble. And the majority of these boxes that you see online are worth less than the $300, prompting a lot of people to call this guy out as nothing more than a scammer. Well, in response to his haters, what he's done is he's made a video where he selects a whole bunch of random boxes from some pairs left over from the latest event, and he goes on to reveal what people would have won had they selected these. And inside these boxes you have sneakers like the Jaritos or the Voodoo ones, sneakers that are definitely worth a little bit more than that $300 price. And the comment section is pretty funny because everybody is calling this whole stunt out as cap, a massive front to try to save some face. It certainly wouldn't have been difficult for him to completely stage these shoes. And at this point, it's damage control for this guy whose every post is completely inundated with hate comments from the community. What do you guys think of this situation? Okay, so let's talk about some updated images. I want to start with these, the reimagined Royals. We saw these on the feet of DJ Khaled this week. Now, I'm not being funny, but I don't think the way to drum up excitement for any shoe is to give it to DJ Khaled early, because for me personally, that just makes me want the sneaker even less. I will say though that these do look pretty nice. They almost look like a nubuck rather than a suede, or if it is a suede, it's a pretty fine looking suede. And listen, if I didn't currently have my 2017 leather Royals, I would definitely be in the market for these. A lot of people were hating on these in the early stages. Some people have changed their minds. I'm gonna pass on them just because I have the 2017 still, but feel free to let me know what you guys think about these. And does giving the shoes to Khaled make you want them more or less? Let me know. We got some updated looks of one of the sneakers that I personally am looking forward to the most this year, and it's these, the Air Jordan 11 DMPs. Mesh is being replaced by a premium tumbled leather upper. They're also going to be featuring the golden Jumpman and the golden hue on the carbon fiber footplate. But the other big difference is that these are going to be coming with this cloudy midsole and not the translucent outsole that you have on the original Concords or the DMPs from 06. Now, I actually like these changes, and I'll tell you why. I'm a big fan of tumbled leather. It's going to be way easier to clean than mesh. When it comes to the cloudy midsole, I'm not crazy about it, but I do like the fact that it's different to the original. What this means is that the original DMPs from 06 are going to continue to be special and unique in their own right. Now, the price point is $230, which isn't to everybody's taste. I know a lot of people out there are not feeling these. I've seen quite a few creators dogging on these, but I like them. I'm up for them. What do you guys think? We saw some images of some new Action Bronson New Balances. He was seen performing in a pair of 1906Rs that sport very similar color blocking to his very successful New Balance Baklava 990 V6. He also has his second colorway of the 990 V6 dropping on June the 30th. Keep an eye out for raffles. Keep an eye on the New Balance site because those will be difficult to get. I like these 1906Rs. I like the Baklava colorway. I think Action Bronson's New Balance collabs up until this point have been very good, and I'll definitely be trying to get my hands on these because I really like the 1906R model. What do you guys think of these? We also saw a Salehi Banbury 1906R colorway sported during the Paris Fashion Week, and this is another pretty exciting colorway that look really cool. Salehi's another one of these guys that has been doing the the damage in the collaborative sneaker space over the past few years. He does also have his next colorway of the Crocs coming out this week in the Horchata colorway. Take a look around now for different raffles because they will either be live right now or be going live momentarily. So we got some in-hand looks and some on-foot pics of the Air Jordan 4 Olive Craft. Now I've been vacillating with this sneaker since we first heard it was going to be a canvas, and then we saw the first images, and with these latest images I'm not that keen. I've gone back to where I started with these. I'm not that keen on these anymore. I don't know what it is about the craft paneling or the contrast green blocking, but these definitely aren't hitting for me like they were with the previous image set. And I just don't know. I like the olives, I like green, it's my favorite color, but for some reason they're just not doing it for me anymore. What do you guys think? Have you guys gone off these, or are you still all in for these craft olives? Let me know. Spike Lee got his own Jordan 1s, and it looks like what they've done here is they've taken some leftover cement high ones that have just well and truly bricked and tried to repurpose them by giving them to Spike Lee. Maybe they could have brought back the Spizike itself, or brought back the Jordan 4 where we had the Mars Blackman collab in the past, or even the Jordan 3. I felt like this was more of a disrespect than a respect to Spike Lee. Some more really good looks of the Palomino Jordan 1s, and I think these could well be the best Jordan 1 this year. Quality looks good, the color blocking is really nice, and I think if I was going to get one pair of Jordan 1 highs this year, these will be them. We also got some really good looks at the upcoming 20th anniversary clot dunks. I know we just had some clot dunks 2 weeks ago, and so this feels a little bit rushed and like a little bit of overkill, and it's just adding to the dunk fatigue, but these are kind of cool in the sense that they're made out of cork and they come with all of these different laces and swooshes, so you can pretty much customize them to your own taste. They've got some clot branding and detailing on the back tab and stuff. I'm not really that fussed about these personally, but I'm sure a lot of you guys out there will like these. We also got some really nice on-foot looks of the April Skateboard SBs. These are dropping later on in November, and I really like these. It's like a turbo green Jordan 1 high mixed with a Tiffany SB Dunk low. Really clean colorway. Definitely keen on copping these. Hopefully they're not going to be too limited. We also got to look at some other colorways of the Yeezy Slides that might well be dropping over the next couple of Yeezy drops. There is a clay red colorway, slate gray, MX cream colorway, which look pretty cool. These MX moons and this flax colorway. There's also some more colorways of the foam runner, including this gray pair. And I think of all the Yeezys yet to release, I'm gonna try to get my hands on a pair of slides or foam runners because I've never had any. And that is it for this week's Sneaker Wrap fam. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Do me a favor and hit the like button before you bounce. I really would appreciate it. Thanks to all of you guys out there that have been supporting me through memberships and super chats in my lives and super thanks. Just wanted to shout you guys out personally. And have yourselves a lovely day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care for now and peace.